What's up, guys? We're gonna get started in just a few minutes. What's up, Mark? How are you doing? All right, let's get this show on the road. Thank you guys for showing up today. Greatly appreciated. I'll start off with what you guys have posted in chat. Sorry, my window tiling's all messed up. Mark says, "Hey Adam, I have a front row seat today." Yes, you do. Looking forward to hear what you're selling today. I'm not selling anything other than ideas, I guess. But I'm glad you could stop by. And Fried Rice says, "Did you used to follow IRL streamers like Ice Poseidon?" I know of Ice Poseidon. Um, did he stream on Twitch? He's just kind of one of those people like I know of him and I've seen clips here and there of him, but I never like watched him while he was streaming. But I feel like if you've been on Twitch for any period of time, you kind of know of Ice Poseidon, mostly because he's been banned many times. Not exactly somebody who doesn't get into trouble. So yeah, I do know of him, but I can't tell you much about him. And then I know there was something about like, wasn't there like some letter thing associated with him, like Ice Poseidon? Uh, CX. Yeah, is that what it is? I remember there always being some two letters tied to him. Yeah, he used to stream on Twitch, but then got banned and was streaming on YouTube for a while. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know too much about him. And I haven't really been watching many Twitch streams lately at all. Um, yeah, I'm looking through who I follow on Twitch right now, and really not too much. I think part of it is just that I haven't been gaming all that much. But every once in a while, I'll hop on if there's like some big esports tournament going on. Um, but yeah, not too much that I've been watching on Twitch lately. I'll just occasionally check out our live stream fails just to see what is big that's going on in the world of streaming. Let me see. Yeah, I when I was working still freelancing software development, I was pretty big on Twitch because I would always have Twitch just in the background. And in those cases, yeah, I would have like some IRL streamers or just like some what do they call it? Just chatting streamers. So maybe I'd have like Miskiff on in the background or whoever was streaming at the time, but not so much anymore. Do you have any recommendations for other talk shows on Twitch? Not really. Raj Patel, I used to watch him quite a bit. Um, but honestly, that was like borderline, you know, that was like me watching The Bachelor of Twitch. Like it's trash TV. You're not like excited about it. You're not like telling people about it. But Raj Patel was probably the one show that I watched on Twitch that was more of like a talk show. I don't even. I think it's just Austin Show now is his name. But yeah, sometimes they do this like dating show thing, um, which was okay. But the talent show was actually really good. They would have like music streamers on Twitch. They would just have like random people who stream on Twitch, and they would come on. You basically do like a 3 minute performance, and then they would have a panel of judges. And similar to like what is it, America's Got Talent, you'd give them like a buzzer in. That was actually really entertaining because there were some really good people on there. And what is that one dude's name? Mac Freestyle? Yeah, Harry Mack.
Hi. So what are you doing on here?
I'm doing free.
Whoops. Pause. Yeah, if you guys want to check out, like, I'm usually not into freestyling all that much, but if you check out this guy, Harry Mack, like, he'll just go out to a beach and find some people, and he'll be like, hey, you guys throw like four random words, and they'll throw words, and then he'll just freestyle over, and he's insanely good. And I initially found him through the Austin Show, formerly the Raj Patel Show. But yeah, the problem with Raj is he streams like once a month, and it's not very consistent, so it's kind of all over the place. Trying to think if there's anything else on Twitch talk show wise. Not that I can think of. But I'll go ahead and let me just find it. Live stream fails. I'll give you the link for that as well. But if you want a good way to find people on Twitch to watch, come here to Reddit live stream fails, and they'll always have it flared with whoever the streamer is. That's a pretty good way to find people to watch on Twitch, because it's basically similar to, like the YouTube clips. Like you'll have like Joe Rogan's clip channel, Lex Friedman's clips channel, the Dark Horse podcast, their clips channel. Live stream fails is very similar, so you can find some people on there that might be worth tuning into. John SF. Yeah, I think he's been on Raj before. That sounds familiar. All right. So what am I selling today? Not too much. I was just thinking this week about I was streaming on Twitch earlier, doing some of my music streams, and I was thinking about like kind of like the Austin Show, kind of like the Raw Show. You watch a show like that on Twitch, and there's a part of you watching that might be like, man, I wish I came up with this idea for a stream. I would love to run a stream like this. And one of the things that, when I watch Twitch, that I'm pretty envious of, that I think would actually be really fun to do, and unfortunately only like 3 streamers actually get to do this, but is streaming NFL games. If you guys aren't aware, if follow the NFL or not, but on Thursday night, Amazon has the rights to Thursday Night Football. And what they would do, you could watch Thursday Night Football, just turn on Amazon, go to your Prime TV, boom, Thursday Night Football's there. But they've actually started branching out a little bit, and they allowed Twitch streamers like Nick Merckx, I know, is one of them. Tim the Tap Man, I think, is another one of them. I'm not sure if Ninja ever did it, but they had rights from the NFL to just stream the games. So they literally can just go live on Twitch, an actual NFL broadcast is on their screen and they just get to talk over it. And if you're like a sports fan, that is like a dream come true to not have to worry about getting your YouTube channel or your Twitch stream taken down, to just be able to just sit there and talk over the game. And I really do believe that this is probably the biggest underutilized distribution method of major sports today. Like this whole idea, and it sounds crazy right now because we've been living in this world where, you know, if you want to watch Major League Baseball, you have to have cable, you know, if it's on like CBS or NBC or whatever the hell it is. Same with NFL, NHL. Like for the longest time, it's always been you go to cable TV and you watch it. And you really just have one choice. That's it. That's the only choice you have. The future of sports, if they're smart, is going to be like you have 10, 15, 20 different options to watch that game. This does a couple things. It not only makes it more entertaining, but in a world where, you know, these sports are trying to grow, they're trying to get bigger, that is probably the biggest and easiest way to grow as a sport. Like, even if you don't watch sports, even if you're not a sports fan, if I told you who is single-handedly responsible for getting the UFC as big as it is today, a lot of people would say Joe Rogan. You might point to like a couple fighters, like maybe Ronda Rousey, maybe, you know, Conor McGregor. And that has contributed to it because you have those stars that get big and then you start getting casual viewers. But I really do think that the person who has taken the UFC to the next level to get it to a bigger mainstream audience is without a doubt Joe Rogan. And maybe I'm biased because I'm a product of this, but sometimes you follow people. Joe Rogan's a perfect example of this. You follow people online or, you know, you listen to their podcast. And yeah, you might be into Joe Rogan because of his guests. You're like, oh, he has really interesting guests. You know, you're really into like health and he has a lot of these doctors come on, like Rhonda Patrick, Peter Attia, and you're really interested in that. But then maybe every once in a while, Rogan will just totally switch things up and he'll have a comedian on, or he'll have like an MMA athlete on, or, you know, he'll just have an actor. And then you start to find like, wait, even though I'm not into this, I'm still interested in it because of Rogan. You know, he might be talking about hunting and you're like, I've never hunted a day in my life. I never thought I wanted to hunt. But hearing these two guys who are really passionate about hunting actually makes me interested in it. And that's what got me into MMA. That's what got me into UFC. At first, I was just listening to Joe Rogan because I did DMT one night. I was like, what the fuck just happened? So I went home. I like went on YouTube, searched DMT, and like Joe Rogan's podcast came up, a couple clips of him talking to his guests. Then I started listening to the podcast. Then I started checking out UFC. And now I'm like a huge fan. It's like my favorite sport to watch. And all of that stemmed from Joe Rogan just being like the person that got me into some other interests. This is what needs to happen in sports. This is just the way things are going to work going forward. But something like sports, it's so gigantic. There's so much money. I mean, we're talking billions and billions of dollars. But they're still very old school in the way that they're releasing their content into the world. And, you know, ignore all the partnership, all the debates like with the league and all these broadcasters, ignore all of that. But the future is just like NFL, like the football game, the playoffs that are going on right now. That's one component of it. But the other half of it is the person talking over it. And not everybody wants to listen to Troy Aikman and Joe Buck or whoever they have on the broadcast desk. Not everybody wants to listen to them. Some people want to listen to their favorite Twitch streamer commentate over it. You actually become more invested into it because it's not just these two people that have always done the games. They've always done the commentary, the play-by-play, and the color commentary. But now you just get to have your favorite person. Now it's like, oh my God, Ninja's calling this game, or oh my God, Logan Paul is going to be talking over this game. That starts to really change the potential of something that's worth billions of dollars. That's what's kind of mind-blowing to me, is how much money is on the table. And to me, they're just kind of passing it up. Because Logan Paul, like, he might legitimately be a football fan. And if he tweets today, like, hey, I'm going to be live streaming the Eagles Bucks game, like, yeah, there might be a bunch of Logan Paul fans and NFL fans who are tuning in for both. But there's a lot of people that are just Logan Paul fans that are like, I guess I'll watch it. And then they start watching Logan Paul commentate over it, and they're like, you know what? Football's actually not that bad. Or Logan Paul actually makes football more entertaining. His commentary over this is funny. Or his commentary over this is providing insights that I normally didn't get. This is what the future of sports is going to look like. You're going to have 50 different options to choose from, whereas today, your only option is the NFL live stream with their two broadcasters that have been doing it for like a decade. That's the future. And the thing that really gives me a lot of confidence in this, other than just kind of thinking about it and just seeing the potential here, is the fact that esports is already kind of there. Esports is already doing this. Not all the time, but they do it semi-frequently. You know, you'll have like a Counter-Strike Global Offensive tournament, and there might be the official stream, the Intel Extreme Masters official stream, where it's highly produced. They have their dedicated team of commentators, their color commentators, their play-by-play, you know, their analysts, all of that. But then they actually open it up to anybody else who wants to stream it. Or maybe they create these little partnerships with people, so you have to have a big enough audience or whatever. But esports is already doing it. And you actually see the preference, because it's all transparent. You know, you can't just like turn on ESPN and you're like, oh, there's 1 million people watching. Those numbers are hidden. On Twitch, it's live, like right now. Tfue, 9,000 people. Ginny TV, 5.5. Myth, 3.9. You know, you have the view count right there. And in esports, you'll have like a Counter-Strike Global Offensive tournament going on. Maybe there's like 20,000 viewers. And then Shroud, who's a former CSGO professional, he'll stream that tournament, and he has like 100,000 viewers. So the official stream, the actual well-produced stream of the tournament, where they've hired commentators, they're paying them money, brings in 20,000. But then Shroud, who's just sitting in his office in front of his computer talking about it, gets 100,000 viewers. That is massive. That's a literal 5x on top of the official stream. Imagine what could happen to professional sports, especially if you're some of these sports where you're just like not where you want to be. Like if you're the NFL, okay, you got the US on lock. If you're basketball, soccer, okay, you're a worldwide sport. But let's say you're something like hockey. Let's say you're something like the XFL, arena football. These smaller sports that are really trying to get going, they need to leverage content creators as much as possible. Because all it takes is one like semi-big content creator who really has a passion for that sport to start to get people into it. It seems crazy today, but I'm telling you, this is the future. It's going to happen. And it's going to be awesome. You're just going to be able to go on YouTube and it'll be like, man, remember the days where you needed a fucking cable subscription in order to watch this? Now you just go on YouTube. Logan Paul's doing it. H3H3's doing I mean, they probably wouldn't do it, but you get my point, right? You just have all these content creators that are just adding their own flavor on top of it. Fried Rice says, a good example of this is when avoiding the puddle, RS restreams Tekken. It gets more viewers than the official streams. Exactly. And I don't think it's that crazy to think that, like, the NFL is kind of toying with this idea. I feel like they're almost there. Because if you don't watch football, Monday Night Football, they've actually done this, but they do it with Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, two well-known NFL quarterbacks now retired. But Peyton Manning and Eli Manning will do like this separate broadcast of Monday Night Football in addition to the main broadcast. But it's so like produced. It's so, just corporate. It still feels like it's produced. It still feels like, okay, even if it's not ESPN proper, it's like right next door to it. And you don't get to have Peyton and Eli like fully be themselves. It's like having, Peyton Manning go on to Good Morning America. Like, yeah, you get to see a little bit more about Peyton, as opposed to Peyton going on Joe Rogan, where he's like, dude, I used to smoke weed before every game. Like, the amount of hits you just find out so much more about this person. And it's so much better because it doesn't seem produced. It's just like raw. It's just two guys in a room just talking. Peyton and Eli is still like very TV. It still feels like it's a channel on your TV that you would turn into. But yeah, when you have guys like Aris, however you pronounce it, streaming Tekken, and he has more viewers than the actual stream, it's like eventually you have to start wondering, okay, if Counter-Strike Global Offensive has former pros getting more views than the official stream, if Tekken, was he just like a commentator or a former pro in Tekken as well? But if he streams Tekken, gets more viewers, and then like these Fortnite pros stream the Fortnite streams, they get more viewers than the official streams. You start to have to, you have to sit there and ask yourself, okay, are we actually providing much value? Like, you have the main feed and they're adding all this other stuff on top of it, when really all they should be providing is the feed. That's all they should be doing. They're trying to do all of it when they should just be doing one of the things. Literally just throw the like, you have the camera angles, you have the transitions, you have the cuts to, like on the field, oh my God, there's an injury. Like, do all that stuff. But those two talking heads going over it, that should be modular. You should be able to swap that in and out. The UFC also kind of dabbled with this too, but again, they just didn't do it right. It's all these big companies that think like, oh, we got it figured out. Let's have Snoop Dogg comment on a UFC fight. And then he's just constantly going crazy. It just seems like somebody told him like, hey, just freak out like all the time. Like, see these TikToks, act like that. And then it's like, okay, yeah, like, I'll tune in for a couple minutes, but it still seems so produced. They need to break away from that. Let personalities be made from that. From the NFL live streams, from the Major League live streams, from all of these esports. That's the way it should be done. Yeah, he's a former pro and also a commentator. See, that's what I mean. Like, and I don't think the event organizers are doing anything wrong necessarily. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. But, they have to choose two people. And let's say their budget is limiting them. Or, sometimes politics gets involved. It's like, oh my God, this dude's tweeted one wrong thing. We can't hire them. The PR blowback. There's a lot of potential here. And that is really the future of sports, really any live content. If you're producing live content and you're like banking on your commentating team to just fit for everybody, it's just not going to work. The future is giving people options. And what a fucking amazing world that's going to be in. And hey, maybe one day I'll get to have my own commentary on a NFL game or something. We'll see. All right, another thing I want to talk about, kind of random, but just got me thinking because little nostalgia kicking in. And I know I mentioned earlier in this stream I haven't been gaming all that much, which I haven't, but let me check this text I had. Where is it? Pokemon. The new Pokemon game that's coming out. Pokemon Arceus, is it? The reason I bring this up just have a little bit of the main site playing in the background while I talk. But Pokemon, man, if you're like my age, I'm 31. Yeah, 31. This game was like a moment in my childhood. If you're around my age, you went to school, you remember. It was like Pokemon was a phase. But it's gotten super stagnated over the years. They've basically just taken the same game and get cloned it like 50 times. Throw a new skin on top, toss in a few new Pokemon. That's it. And then they keep releasing it. They keep releasing it as a full price game. And if you're a diehard Pokemon fan, okay, that's good enough for you. But if you're like me, eventually you just kind of got tired of it. And I got tired of it after like Pokemon Gold, Silver. Like 2 gens in, and I was like, okay, I've seen enough of this. This game actually looks like it has some promise to really take this game and this IP to the next level. And that's really why I'm thinking about this. Because there are certain IPs out there that I think are just vastly underutilized. Which sounds a little crazy because you're like, Pokemon, like they've made billions of dollars off of this. Like, how could that be underutilized? But I really think it is. I think they're like barely scratching the surface on what they could do with Pokemon. You look at something like, I think Star Wars would be a good example. They seem to have done pretty well with Star Wars. You know, they're making video games, they're making movies. Like some of the video games are pretty good from what I've heard. The movies, you know, hit or miss depending on how you feel about them. But they've taken these IPs and they've kept them going in a good way. They stay true to who they are, kind of. I just have to throw that little qualifier on there with Star Wars before any of you nerds are like, are you serious? They've broken away from the mains. But you get what I'm saying. But when you look at something like League of Legends, they are milking League of Legends for everything they can get out of it. This has to be one of the best examples of an IP that's just being leveraged over and over and over in tasteful ways that keeps their audience happy. Because at first it was just League of Legends, the main game, right? The MOBA. I'm not a big fan of MOBAs, whatever. But they took League of Legends, they made this awesome game, built an esport around it. They have this whole fucking league around it. They have worlds every year. It's one of the biggest esports. They kept that going. The game's still going. Then they started releasing like music. They have KDA. Multiple songs. And these aren't just like songs for the League of Legends community. These are legit like good standalone songs. So they have songs that they're making. The music videos are dope. The artist in itself has its own following. Like you can literally go to Instagram. Let me just pull this up. I'm trying to find my cursor. It's actually kind of crazy. It's almost like these VTubers. So this is the band, KDA, behind some of their songs. None of these people are real, obviously. But then they post on Instagram as if they're real. Thank you to our fans. You made all out that we hope. Well, is that English? You made all out all that we hoped it would be. Oh, I'm guessing that's like a song. Okay, that was a little weird to read at first. But look, they even do.
Achieve as much as you can. Be as much as you can. Because why not? Why would you settle for less?
So they're doing interviews on fucking Genius. But they're like a whole ass. They have posts. They're just like on a motorcycle. When Akali first joined KDA, she had never danced before. You're not real. These people are real, but they make it real. And there are people that probably care about this. That's the crazy part. They're VTubers. They're these fictitious characters that sing songs with real voices behind them. But then they've gone all out into making this like an actual band with real personalities, with social media posts, like everything. Look at this. Oh, they're backstage getting ready to fucking go tour. Like, this is kind of crazy, right? So you have the video game, you have the music videos, you have the songs, you have the band, you have Teamfight Tactics, another game. You have the TV show, Arcane, amazing show. They're milking this property for all they can get out of it. And they're doing it really well. I recommended Arcane to friends. Don't play video games. Probably don't even know what the fuck League of Legends is. They watch the show. They're like, dude, this is dope. They're like, this is amazing storytelling. The animation's awesome. And for me, like selling it to them, I'm like, I know it's based on a video game, but trust me, just watch it. You're going to enjoy it. And they did. So League of Legends is doing all of this shit with one IP. And then Pokemon, you get Control C, Control V. Slightly better graphics with the same bullshit. And then they're actually dumbing the game down more and more over the years. So it's like painful to play. But this might be a tipping point. We might be at a point now where this franchise really gets revitalized. One sec. Fried Rice says, it's like that with a lot of stuff we liked in the past. They just keep remastering and re-releasing it over and over again. Halo, StarCraft, Warcraft, Age of Empire. Yeah, a remaster I can actually live with. Because a remaster is just that, a remaster. You kind of know what you're getting. You're like, okay, they have this old game. They're making it again. Like Diablo 2 is a good example. There was Diablo 2 back in the day. Now you have Diablo 2 with better graphics. Okay, I'm getting the same thing, just better graphics. And usually it's a reduced price. It's not like a full price game, like $60. It's like $40, $30. You can live with that. But Pokemon, man, these fucking Nintendo, no shame, dude. Control C, Control V, and then it's still like a full price game. And you're just like, what the hell? But this could change it, dude. This could legitimately remake this game. Remake this franchise. They might finally start to do some good shit with this. Because all my life, like ever since the first few Pokemon games came out, me and all my friends are like, oh my God, could you imagine like a Pokemon MMO? Like, oh God. If they could pull that off to the level of like World of Warcraft, I wouldn't work for 3 months straight. I'd be on like, what is that show? True Life? I'm addicted to Pokemon MMO. Like, what have you done the past month? Bro, I'm 149 Pokemon deep. I got one more left. This could be it. This could be the game that gets the new fans, the younger kids excited, but then just breaks the internet. Because all these people my age, and it's kind of perfect timing too, considering Logan Paul just lost what $3.5 million on that Pokemon, on those Pokemon cards he bought. Let me see, how much was that? Yep, $3.5 million. I don't think I would play it even though I was hella into Pokemon as a kid. Don't even know the Pokemon past 151. But the thing is, the new Pokemon actually, like, okay, part of me, I'm with you. I would love it if it was the original, but I could get past that. But this new Pokemon actually looks like a kind of like hybrid Pokemon Breath of the Wild game. And dude, if they could pull that off, if it's like some classic OG Pokemon elements with like turn-based RPG, but then in the open world, it's like more Breath of the Wild, dude, that game will kill so hard. Everybody will be streaming that on Twitch. Everybody will be streaming that on YouTube. You'll have a bunch of old fans that haven't played Pokemon in years coming back to play it. And then if they could start to really build that game, dude, big. But the problem is they're never going to go like full Riot with this. They're never going to do like, I mean, they do have the TV shows, but that's way more kid targeted. But yeah, as I was saying, it's kind of perfect timing too, because Logan Paul bought this box of Pokemon cards, which he thought were six unopened first edition booster pack boxes back in the day. And it was a scam. They were filled with G.I. Joe cards. Oh. I feel so bad. And the thing is, it's like, not only did Logan Paul get duped, the guy he bought it from got duped. The BCA, what is the Baseball Card Association or Baseball Collectors Association, who their entire like business is looking at these boxes that have been unopened and verifying that they're unopened. They were like, yeah, this is an unopened box. This is legit. And then they opened it and they're like, oh, my bad. We got this wrong. $3.5 million. And people say, like, oh, whatever, he'll make it back right away. But honestly, when you're at this level, it's not about the money. Like, it's not always about the money. Sure, he could crank out a few YouTube videos, make that $3.5 million back. But it's also about the fact that, like, you're looking at 6 unopened boxes. You're like, holy shit, I own all of these. I could open these, get a couple Charizards, sell them, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I can definitely empathize with that. Like the nostalgia too, as young as he is. It's not like he's 70 and he bought these boxes. It's like he grew up with the shit like me. If I was sitting on a box, 6 boxes of unopened first edition booster packs, dude, just looking at them, I'd be like, oh my God, these are real. What the hell? This is crazy. I'm actually holding on to them. Even if I had another 50 million in the bank, if I found out they were scam, I'd still be disappointed. Not necessarily because of the money, because it's like, dude, I thought I had them. Like, I thought they were, I thought I had them. Too good to be true. Yeah, but I mean, there are some unopened boxes out there. But yeah, 6 did seem a little high. Considering how, like, you know, some of these people get their hands onto, like, one box and they're freaking out. Or, you know, they do all they can to verify one box is legit. And even some of those guys have gotten duped. But for Logan to be sitting on 6... It was so painful too. Like, if you watch that video on YouTube on Logan's channel, because they open the box, they finally open it, and immediately you could just see them like, oh no. The boxes are like all deflated and soft. They start pulling the boxes off. One of them doesn't even say first edition on it, and they're just like, you could just see each second passing. They're like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then they finally open it, and it's G.I. Joe cards. They're just like, what the fuck? Yeah, that would blow, dude. That would blow. But dude, January 28th, what is that? Oh shit, that's next Friday. Oh shit. I will say though, even though I'm kind of optimistic about this game, And I think it's going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be a complete flop and they just totally ruined it, or it's a total kick-ass game and everybody's going to go crazy. And I'm not saying like game of the year contender, but just like, wow, this is kind of the Pokemon game we've all been waiting for. I think you go either way, but I'm not so optimistic where I'm just going to throw my $60 down and then find out that I've been misled by their footage. I will wait that day. I will watch some Twitch streams maybe, and then later that day maybe I'll go out and buy the game. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm not going to lie, there is a part of me that would like to get a little nostalgic playing a new Pokemon game. If it's like this dope-ass open world game. Ooh, that would be fun. But my girlfriend had one of them recently. I forget what it was. Let's Go Pikachu, I think is what it was. Trash, dude. Trash. It was like playing Pokemon Go. Like you didn't even, like back in the day, you used to have to like fight the Pokemon, hurt it, but not kill it. So it was like you're not using your strongest moves because you don't want to just fucking own this thing. And then you had to catch it. Like there was a process. And then this new one, it's just like, you've encountered a Pokemon and you just start swiping Pokeball. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Come on, man. Give me my old ass OG Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? All right. Who would have guessed that that's what I'd be talking about in 2022? Pokemon. Right? All right. Any of you guys in NFL? You guys watching the games today? There's a couple of good ones. See if Tom Brady can do it again. Old ass man. They're up 17-0 at halftime. We'll see. All right. I need to get back to making YouTube videos. I've been grinding on Instagram content and my other YouTube channel, but I do need to get back to this channel making standalone YouTube videos. Especially since I think I'm getting better at editing too. So I've been practicing that as well. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream there. Hope you guys enjoyed my little rant about NFL live streaming and Pokemon. But I will be back next Sunday, January 23rd at the usual time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Here as always. Yeah, that's it. If you guys like the video, like the video. And if you have any topics you want me to talk about, feel free to message me on Instagram, find me on Twitter, whatever. You guys know how to get a hold of me. But oh yeah, also it's snowing in Georgia today. Kind of crazy. Like a pretty good amount. So finally got snow. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Thank you for stopping by, Mark and Fried Rice. You guys are awesome. Enjoy your Sunday. You guys have a good rest of your day. See ya.